The growth of dark web commerce. Let's talk about something controversial, something that many would consider taboo: the dark web markets. We've all heard the horror stories, the illegal drugs, the weapons, the human trafficking. But what if I told you that these markets, as dangerous as they are, serve a purpose? Today, I'm playing devil's advocate. We're going to explore why dark web markets are gaining ground, and why, in some twisted way, they might be here to stay. Challenging the narrative. The mainstream media paints the dark web as a den of iniquity, a place where only the worst of humanity congregates. And sure, there's truth to that. But let's not pretend that the surface web is all sunshine and rainbows. The reality is, the dark web markets exist because there's demand. They're filling gaps that the traditional economy can't or won't address. Take the war on drugs, for example. Decades of prohibition haven't stopped people from wanting to get high. All it's done is push the trade underground, where regulation is non-existent, and the risks are far greater. Dark web markets offer what the legal market doesn't: access to products that people clearly want, whether society approves or not. It's supply and demand, plain and simple. The case for decentralization. Now, let's talk about decentralization. In a world where big corporations and governments control almost every aspect of our lives, the dark web offers something radical: freedom. These markets are decentralized, peer-to-peer, and often operate on cryptocurrencies that aren't tied to any nation-state. They're immune to censorship, immune to regulation, and that's precisely why they're thriving. Dark web markets give power back to the individual, whether it's a vendor selling a product or a buyer looking for something that's hard to find. In these markets, the playing field is leveled. There's no Amazon, no eBay, no middleman taking a cut. It's just you and the other person on the other side of the transaction. For some, this is the ultimate expression of free market principles, untainted by government interference or corporate greed. Ethics or economics? But let's get real, this isn't just about freedom. It's about money. Dark web markets are booming because they're profitable. They've created a parallel economy where everything has a price, and the rules are different. For those willing to take the risk, the rewards can be enormous. And here's the kicker. These markets are often more efficient than their legal counterparts. Think about it. On the dark web, you can buy a counterfeit product for a fraction of the cost you'd pay for the real thing. You can purchase pharmaceuticals without a prescription, avoiding the markup that comes with buying through legal channels. You can find rare, niche items that would take months to track down otherwise. These markets are thriving because they offer convenience, variety, and cost savings. And let's be honest, those are powerful incentives. The uncomfortable truth. Now, before you start thinking I've gone rogue, let's be clear, I'm not endorsing illegal activities. But I am saying that dark web markets reflect a reality that we can't ignore. They're here because people want them to be here. Whether it's drugs, counterfeit goods, or even stolen data, these markets are fulfilling needs and desires that aren't being met elsewhere. We can moralize all we want about the ethics of these transactions, but at the end of the day, it's about economics. As long as there's demand, there will be supply. And as long as there's supply, these markets will continue to grow. That's the uncomfortable truth. So, why are dark web markets gaining ground? Because they offer something that the traditional economy doesn't. A no questions asked, anything goes marketplace where the rules are written by the users. It's messy, it's dangerous, and it's illegal. But it's also a reflection of human nature. The dark web isn't going away anytime soon because it's filling a void. And until we address the reasons people are turning to these markets, they'll continue to thrive in the shadows. Thanks for coming with me to the edge. Let's hope we don't fall off. Visit the link in the description below for more information.